Hello everybody, thanks for stopping by to see the Sloan Canyon Petroglyph Trail. In the parking lot you will see the rules and directions. There is a full loop to this trail, but most people just go to the petroglyphs and come back. The Cowboy Trail has some elevations, switchbacks, lots of loose rocks which can be physically challenging. It's about a 6-mile hike round trip including the Cowboy Trail, but if you just want to see the petroglyphs, it's a little over 4 miles there and back. There are no dogs allowed on this trail. It's a horrible trail for dogs. There's lots of sharp rocks, thorns, cactus needles, and most of all rattlesnakes.
Hey everybody, today I'm walking the Sloan Canyon Petroglyph Trail. It's a beautiful day out. It's going to be about 85 degrees, so it's not so hot. But I do spend a little time up here. It's very close to my house and it's an easy trail for me to get to. But I'm going to show you what it's about. I just want to let you know this is a compilation over a year's time of what this trail looks like during some of the highlights of it. But 90% of this trail is not going to be like this. It's usually just dry and brown. And during the summer, it's very hot. And it's really lucky. It's a real treat to see wildlife out here. Anyway, I'll show you some of the highlights over a year's compilation. So please enjoy.
Keep in mind when on this trail you may not have full cell phone use. There are blank spots where it will not work. Make sure you do carry some food and sufficient water throughout the hike. If you enjoy this video, please subscribe to my channel, In the Desert with Chris. I have several other videos of what I find out in the desert. So if desert wildlife is your kind of thing, give me a subscribe. About 100 yards down the trail, I find a tortoise about the size of my hand. Desert tortoises are endangered and protected, so no touching. Next we have the southern desert horned lizard. All of these spikes will help him fend off predators. These are probably my favorites. They look like little mini dinosaurs. Here we have the collared lizard sunning himself. Check out the pattern on him. All of those random spots in that beautiful black collar with yellow toes. Very cool. You will continue down this dry and dusty trail until you get to a more mountainous area, where if you were there at the right time of the year, you will see the most beautiful display of wildflowers and flowering cacti. The winter of 2022 has brought an abundance of rainfall. I've never seen the birth of so many flowers in April on this trail. This usually happens in August after the monsoon season. The seeds are tough. They sit on the desert floor through high temperatures and survive until the next rainfall. Then they just burst with life. Be careful when getting close to the ground and rocks to take pictures. They are the homes for many rattlesnake species. They are very hard to find during the day, but keep in mind, they are there, lurking, somewhere. Also, keep an eye out for tiny microflowers. Look how small they are compared to my fat finger. They are just as brilliant, so you don't want to miss them. Here's a cactus with the most flower buds I've ever seen. I tried coming back the next day to see the bloom, but this is all I got. It's still beautiful though. All of this new plant life is food for all of the insects, and they are out in storm. Because of all the rain and cooler temperatures this year, more eggs have survived. And that is good news for all the lizards, snakes, and birds that feast on them. About halfway to the loop, I find a chuckwalla. This is the second largest lizard in Nevada. Believe it or not, these guys are vegetarians, eating all the flower buds that are in bloom right now. When a predator comes along, they will crawl in the cracks of rocks, puff up their bodies with air really tight so they're difficult to remove. Look how prehistoric looking he is. I always keep an eye out for snakes. Here's the skin of a coach whip and the skin of a gopher snake. The fine sand will also show last night's footprints of all the geckos, lizards, and mice. And you could also see the snake tracks. There are many species of rattlesnakes on this trail. The smallest is the sidewinder. Though very cute and adorable, the venom can pack a punch. You probably won't have to worry about death if you get bitten, but you do have to get medical attention immediately. If you do, they just might be able to save your little finger. Next is a speckled rattlesnake. Look how close I'm able to get with no rattle of the tail, no twitch of the tongue. Their scales match the color of the landscape perfectly too. He's nearly invisible. And this is the Mojave rattlesnake. This one has the most beautiful color of olive green, and a single white scale outlines this whole pattern, which lights him up like a Christmas tree. The most toxic venom of all rattlesnakes in the United States. A bite from this guy could easily cause death. Not all snakes are dangerous. Here's a 4-foot gopher snake looking for mice. What a beautiful color and pattern he has. When threatened, he will show you his best rattlesnake impression with lots of hissing and striking. Right here we have the red racer. I am sitting still on the rock and he doesn't even see me. I've never seen one this big. At 6 feet long, he came right up to my legs. Once he has noticed me, he twitches his tail to get my attention away from his head. He wants to make a break for it, and these guys are fast, super fast. It's amazing to see such a large snake glide across the desert. I've got to get a closer look. And he's gone. At this point of the trail, we've made it to the loop. Go right for the Cowboy Trail or left to the Petroglyphs. The Cowboy Trail is about a mile long up the mountains. Lots of elevation gain and switchbacks. Most people go left to the Petroglyphs and back to the parking lot. But if you feel strong, going the whole loop is a great hike. In this video, we're going to go left to the Petroglyphs. In about a quarter mile, you'll encounter your first dry falls. They're like walking upstairs, they're very easy. This is also a great point to look up at the cliffs to see bighorn sheep, eagles, hawks, falcons, and sometimes vultures. I don't see anything today, so moving on. A quarter mile of this part of the trail is like walking on beach sand. Keep an eye open for wildlife. The high cliff walls hold cooler temperatures when it's hot, and the critters may hang out longer in the day. We now arrive at the second dry falls area. You will have to climb 3 5-foot walls that have many footholds and hand grips. They are very easy. At the end, there's a 10-foot boulder you must climb. You have to be careful. The hand grips and footholds are slick from all the people over the years wearing the rocks down smooth. I'm going to do it with one hand while I film with the other to show you it's not that hard. However, if people get hurt on this trail, this is where it happens, so be careful. And that's it. You have made it. The first petroglyph you don't want to miss will be right in front of you. 2 bighorn sheep, male and female. To the left of this on the hillside is where all the petroglyphs are located. All of the boulders on the hillside have an array of pictures and symbols ranging from 200 years to 4,000 years old. They are truly amazing. Who knows what all these symbols mean? They are very cool. You can find horses, sheep, spiders, snakes, lizards, Freddy Krueger, aliens. Yeah, those are definitely aliens. Little humanoids, no doubt doing a rain dance for this dry climate. And please, most of all, don't climb on the rocks or touch the petroglyphs. You can see where people have touched the rocks and they've fallen apart, never being able to see the whole picture ever again. And look what I have here, a great horned owl hanging out. He is very skittish, so this is as close as I could get before he took off. Still, a great treat to see one of these during the day. Now we are at the Blue Dot, which is the highest elevation and the start of the Cowboy Trail, headed back to the parking lot. It does get steep going down. There are lots of rocks to trip over and loose gravel to slide on, so be very careful. About halfway down, I heard a rock fall behind me, and sure enough, I had some bighorn sheep spying on me. You can get a decent look at them if you're quiet. They get spooked very easily and run. I could watch them all day, jumping from rock to rock, peak to peak. They're very athletic. And right behind me, 3 more keeping a close eye on me. This is very rare for them to be this close without taking off. About 30 feet away. Amazing. Right now, the tortoises are grazing on all the flowers and choice cacti during this time. One thing I do want to mention about the tortoise is that when you encounter them, it's very important you do not touch them in any way. They are endangered and protected. If they get spooked or feel threatened, they can release their urine. It's their only defense. They have bladders that recirculate their liquids so they won't dehydrate and die in their burrows. Since they live underground 90% of their lives, they need all the liquid they can get. And who would want to do harm to such an adorable, gentle creature that eats flowers all day? Look how cute he is. Ha! Even more sheep at the bottom of the trail, grazing on the side of the hill. We have made it now to the bottom of the Cowboy Trail, and look what I've spotted. A large adult speckled rattlesnake relaxing in the sun, taking his time, hanging out until he realizes I'm watching. He tries to turn back into the brush, but I have just got to get a better look at him. I love their patterns and colors. This one is golden with gray. He really doesn't want to have anything to do with me, so back to your rock pile. What a beautiful but deadly animal. I'm almost back to the parking lot now, and I find one last critter, an adult tarantula. This one is male. Male leaves the burrows to search for females. Finds one, he'll do a little tap dance to lure the female out of her home. If she comes out, they will mate, but if she is hungry, she'll eat the male after mating. It will be his goal to mate and get away and search for another female. Well, that's pretty much the Sloan Canyon Petroglyph Trail. Just a reminder, keep on the path as much as possible to preserve the habitat and carry out your empty water bottles and food wrappers. That way, everyone will be able to join this hike for years to come. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a subscribe to In the Desert with Chris. Thank you very much for watching, and have a good day.